it is my honor to host this webinar on organ donation myths and realities, organized by ROTRACT Club of Apeejay Satya University, Gurugram, in collaboration with National Service Scheme of Apeejay Satya University. Now, I would like to welcome Dr. Vijay Kumar, sir, to please give a short overview of today's webinar.
Thank you, Supriya. I'm part of the team. We all welcome LAL GOEL, sir. Sir, we at NSS and ROTRACT Club of Apeejay Satya University, we try to inculcate human values which are important in their future life. So we keep on organizing these events so that because they are in the formative age, they need to develop those skills, those values which will be helpful in their future job, professions, life. So this is in line of that. It's a very sensitive issue which is related to organ donation, and we see that many people they are waiting for so many years of organ donations, and because of lack of the availability of organ donors, they are facing so many medical problems also. So I would like to invite you, sir, for inviting us and sharing your words of wisdom, because you are an expert in that and you have dedicated your life for this noble cause. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation. Thank you so much. Thank you, Supriya. You can go ahead.
Thank you so much, sir. I'd like to call upon Retractor Muskan Khatri for introducing the guest of honor.
Today's chief guest is Mr. LAL GOEL. He is the chairman of Organ Donation India Foundation and CHAIRM. He is also the chief promoter of Pandit Health Resort and Spa Mudbidri. A postgraduate in political science, has done more than 350 episodes on organ donation.
And there is a difference between organ and tissue. Organs are like lungs, kidneys, pancreas, intestines, liver. These are organs, heart, even brain. And tissues are like eye cornea, bones, skins, tantrums, etc. Now, once the person decides to donate voluntarily, then it is called voluntary organ donation, which is prevailing in India. That here anyone can decide that I am going to donate my organs and pledge, fill up the form. And after the brain death occurs generally due to the road accident. Otherwise, it can also occur with a acute asthma. Whenever the oxygen supplies stops to go to the brain, then the brain death occurs. Rest organs are working, and the patient has to be on ventilator. So the oxygen supply is going, but the organs are working except the brain. So this is called voluntary donation. The second is opt-in donation. The opt-in is, which is prevailing right now in United States, which is that once you filled up the form, then you have opt-in and you have decided you will donate. Similarly, like India. But in India, the difference is here, after the brain death, the decision lies with the close relatives of the brain death person. So suppose I declared brain death tomorrow, my relatives, close relatives, my wife, my children, my brothers, anyone can object to donate my organs or tissues after my brain death or normal death. But at that time, government or the medical organizations cannot take my organs. While in the case of USA, once somebody has filled up the form, and if he or she has not revoked that authority or the form, then the organs belongs to the state, the government, and once the brain death or the normal death, they will just inform the relatives and they will take the organs. The third type is opt-out, which is very prevailing in Europe, and from last year, the 20th May, it is now in UK. And that format is that once you become major, that is 18 years, the adult, the major person, he or she can opt out. Just give a thing that I am not interested to donate my organs. That is the third one. The only problem in this third option is that if somebody opt out for that, they are not going to donate their organs. Tomorrow, if they require the organs, it is very difficult to get in that country because the priority will be the least. Now, when we are, so these three types of things. Now we are coming to India. Today in India, we have again three types of donations. First is when somebody is declared brain death, that donation is, as I explained, the organs can be taken out and donated or harvested and taken out and put in the other, those who require. The second is where after the death, that is not organs, that is only the tissues can be taken. And third is the swapping of organs. That is that if a person kidney failed, but his or her spouse or the close relative cannot give because it is not matching, then they can swap with another person's relative whose kidney has failed. So this is also allowed in India. Now the thing which is, as Dr. Vijay Kumar has mentioned initially, in India lots of waiting list. You will be shocked to know that as per the official figures of NATO is National Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization. It's a central body by the government of India, and under it is ROTO, which is Regional Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization, then SOTO, that is state. Now they officially mentions that in 2019, because last year because of COVID there are no figures, unfortunately this year also there is no figure, about 5 lakhs people are dying every year because of want of organs. Now, which works out to be about 1,500 people are losing their life every day. If you are keeping track, you might be knowing that due to the COVID, till date in India, about 4.5 lakhs people lost their life. I am not saying that that is less, but after all, death is death. But 4.5 lakhs have lost their life in 1.5 years. While for wants of organ, every year we are losing 5 lakhs. And this figure is official figure. There might be many cases where the doctors in villages or other places could not diagnose why the patient has died, and they just write that it's a normal death. So even if we take 5 lakhs, it works out to be 1,500 deaths every day, which is happening. Don't you think it is very, 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 very alarming and shocking? But why it is happening? The reason is very clear, that because here in India, we have a, as I explained about the organ donation, that we have a voluntary scheme. So when I decide that I am going to donate, pledge to donate, I fill up the form, everything is registered, but still the awareness is not there in the relatives. And that's why the NGOs who are working in this field, they try to insist when anybody fill up the form, please inform your relatives, create awareness among them and tell them that this is a very noble cause. Now you will ask why it is a noble cause. You should know, one brain death person can save 8 lives and improvise 75 lives. We are not doctors, and if we are not doctors, we have no power to save lives. But God has given us a power to everyone. They can save up to 8 lives and improvise up to 75 lives. What else anybody wants? Today we go to mosque, we go to temple, we go to church, we go to Gurdwara. We donate money there just to buy peace and happiness for ourselves and our family. But if we are donating our organs or tissues after our death, it is such a pious thing, because those who are receiving our organs and tissues, lifelong, they are going to give the blessings. Now the question comes, what is the status in other countries? I would like to give some figures, and the figures are that I will just tell you the figures. Figures are that in India, we are performing second largest transplants in the world. In 2019 figure I am giving, after the United States. But per person, per million population, if we will take it PMP, per million population, in country like Spain, it was 35.1 per million population. Then in United States, it is 21.9 PMP. United Kingdom, 15.5 PMP. And in India, it is only 0.65 per million population. Very big country. But still, we are not coming forward to donate. If we will start donating, no one will die. One death is as painful as 100 death or 1,000 death. And here is the question of 5 lakhs or 1,500 death every day. I am talking to you every second, third second, one person is dying. It's very alarming. And so now the question comes, what is the statistics which says 2019, the total death in United States were about 7,500 for wants of organ. In UK in 2019, it was 700, which reduced in the next year 400 death. Now you will immediately ask, UK is 1/20th of India population. So the death. So I am sure you all students you know all how to calculate. Even if we multiply 20 with 400, it works out to 8,000 per year, vis-a-vis 5 lakhs. Now, when this is the condition, what best or what the worst thing is happening in India? Why? The reason is very clear. We have lots of myths, which I am going to discuss and I will answer you. But before that, I would like to inform you that the first living organ donation in a successful transplant was of Ronald Lee Herrick. He was born in 1931 and died in 2010. He donated a kidney to his identical twin brother in 1954. So you can imagine, the first myth comes, if I will donate my kidney, my lifespan will be very small, very little. No, you can imagine from 54, he was living up to 2010. So this is also myth. Then the second myth comes, how young persons can donate. Now, the youngest organ donor was a baby in 2015 who lived only for 100 minutes, 1.5 hours approximately. And his kidney, because of the babies could not survive because of some medical problems, were donated and put to an adult. Now, it means there is no age factor, and the oldest known organ donor is of 95 years from USA. So one myth is, oh, I am old, I am 70 years, I am 75 years. No, there is nothing. If your organs are healthy, one can donate. So this myth is also wrong. Now, organ donation are legal by Indian law. The Indian government enacted the Transplantation of Human Organs Act, THOA, THOA, in 1994, which allows organ donation and legalize the concept of brain death. But there is a condition, that the condition is that in the case of brain death, then it can be given as per the wait list, which is been maintained by the local authorities, the local authorities, which has been given power by the SOTO, that is the state organizations, then the ROTO, and then the NOTO. Or if anybody is want to give in living, because there are again two types of organ donation. One is a after death, brain death, and one is living donation. Living, you can donate your one of the kidney, because everybody knows that we have two kidneys. Part of the lungs lobe can also be given, and you might have read in the newspaper or might have seen on the television channel news that during the COVID, when the problem started and when the lungs were not functioning, few people have got even their lung transplants with the lobes for transplant and the lungs for transplant. So that is also possible. Then pancreas, then the part of liver, part of pancreas, part of liver. This can be donated during the lifetime. But during a living person, if he wants to or she wants to donate, it has to be given to only to the relatives. Now, relatives also, the government has given a definition. Those who are covered in this thing, they are grandparents, parents, siblings, spouse, children, and grandchildren. Only they can give, because there were lots of allegations that there is a trafficking, organs trafficking, organs sale and purchase used to take place. And to catch that and to stop that, the government has come out with a strict rules that only these people are allowed to give in a living donation. But in case if someone wants to give to an unrelated person, it is also allowed. Only thing is that you have to show that why you are giving. It should be either out of love and affection only. Now, out of love and affection, for that, the government has constituted the committees on district, somewhere many places district level, even in some hospital level also, otherwise state level, and one has to apply and give all the reasons. I want to donate my kidney because of these reasons. You might have been knowing about our late Finance Minister Arun Jaitley ji, or late Foreign Minister Mrs. Sushma Swaraj ji. They got the kidneys from unrelated people because they have given due because of the out of love and affection, because they were our great leaders, and many people offered that we are ready to give. So that is allowed, but only thing is for that it's a very, very strict scrutiny by that committee, because they want to check whether you are giving your kidney or any part organ which is allowed due to for some monetary reasons or not. So that is also a check. But why we are lagging behind? We are lagging behind of many reasons. One myth is that religion is not allowing. Now, no religion in the world says that please don't give your organs. Rather, every religion always promotes that you must give something so that others will be beneficial. You must do charity, you must donate things. And this is a supreme donation, which is there in almost all the religion. So this is also a myth. Now, one more problem in India is the gender bias. You will be shocked to know that as per the RTI, when we have filed an RTI, one of the NGO, they got the information from the government that in 2019, only 19% recipients were women. It means 81% were the men. And these two figures are only from the government hospitals. While as you all know, that the maximum transplants takes place in the private hospitals. So if we will see, the figure will be more alarming. The women are very less recipient. And donors were 84% donors were women and only 16% were men. So this is a gender bias. We have seen, and everyone knows, that mother donates to the son, wife donates to the husband, daughter donates to the father, sister donates to the brother. This is in India. In other countries, nothing like that. It's almost equal. So this is also very sad in India, and that's why the living donations are lacking behind. Then third reason is, you will be again shocked to know that India is having the maximum accidental death in the world. Approximately, figures of 2019 again, about 1.65 lakhs people died, out of which about 1 lakh people were declared brain death. Now, just imagine if those 1 lakh people would have donated their organs, means their relatives would have agreed, everybody would have saved. Not a single person would have lost their life. So this is another problem, that even after the accident, no one is interested to see that some lives can be saved. One should understand that even death is sometimes very beautiful, very happy. Now you are going to say, no, it is not possible. How come a death can be a happy moment? I will give you an example. Suppose tomorrow, one of my friend or my relative inform my another friend that, you know, Mr. Goel had a accident yesterday, and his brain is dead, and he's in a very critical condition. It's a very happy news to you. The other friend will definitely shout back and say, how you are saying it's a good news for me? The informer will say, no, good news is that Mr. Goel's heart is already on the way to save your child, because your child is require, your son require, your daughter require the heart, and that's why Mr. Goel. Now just imagine that family of Mr. Goel's, my friend, will be rejoicing because their life is saved, their son or the daughter's life is saved. So how much goodwill this family which has decided to donate will get their whole life. So organ donation, if somebody says that organ donation should not be done, no, they must know this is the supreme sacrifice, supreme donation. Nothing can beat. You can donate money, you can donate some food, you can fill up the stomach for some days, but you cannot save the life. This is where you are acting as a representative of God. If you are taking a decision to allow the brain death donation. So this is one of the reasons. Secondly, we always say that India is a country where we are in joint family, we are not in nuclear family, we are very closely knit families. We love each other. This is all, I may say all, what we are saying is not correct. These are all for saying, because if any family have any problem in kidney or liver, generally these two, I used to get calls almost every week, 2-3 calls. My brother is suffering. Can you arrange a kidney? Can you arrange a liver? I always say, please donate your. No. How can I donate? I am working. I am obese. I am now diabetic. All these excuses everybody will take, because the love and affection is only to say, but real love and affection is not there. And that's why initially I told you there is a provision of swap, which people are doesn't want to listen. In case the kidney of that one person, of the more close relative, is not matching, he or she can swap with the other person easily, which is allowed legally in India. So to say that what we can do is wrong. Now, when I started, I said the universities and colleges are not taking up. Why? Because, as you all know, India is one of the youngest country in the world. 65% population of India is below 45. You all are young people. If you will get the awareness, if you will understand what is organ donation, and if you know what are the myths and what are the realities, you can convince anyone. You can convince your family, you can convince others' family, your neighbors' family, your relatives, your colleagues, your friends, everyone. And that's why my personal view is that these such type of programs, which Dr. Vijay Kumar has done very nicely today, is required very badly till the government of India will not change the law. Although we all want that the law should be like what is happening in UK. Just imagine, only 400 people died last year. Still, they have implemented this law so that all the organs and tissues belongs to the government until unless you will not opt out. People will not opt out. Now, one more alarming thing I would like to tell you. In India, the 95% donation of organs are by the poor, uneducated person and the villagers from the rural background. And recipients are 95% educated, super rich and urban class. While in UK, it is totally reversed. In UK, 95% donations are from educated, urbanites and rich and super rich class. I had a discussion there in London. I asked the director there why it is so. He pointed out, he asked me a question. He says, Mr. Goel, why you donate money in the temple or church or mosque or gurdwara? I said, I want happiness for me, for my family. Sometimes I think for the country also. He said, same thing we also have, but we feel that by donating organs or tissues, we are getting more happiness to our family and friends and relatives and the country than paying the money. And that's why 95% of the donation in UK are rich, super rich, educated and urbanites. Although the recipients are all equal there. It's all wait list. And you will be surprised to know in USA, the wait list is there also. In India, wait list is also there. Even the president of USA, how powerful is he? He doesn't have a power to supersede that waiting list. He cannot change the waiting list because that type of law they have made. While in India, we all know the rich person, the powerful person can change, manipulate many things. So you, if the young people will decide that we will see to it that no one should die, as you all have done the work during the COVID, similarly, you can very well do for this. So I think whatsoever I wanted to tell you, I have told you, but in case, one more thing I would like to tell you, that the government of India has spent to implement the National Organ Transplant Program, or put a budget in 2019 of only 149.5 crores. While we know that 149.5 crore is nothing, because here in India, we are not giving this priority. We are not thinking about organ donation. Initially, Dr. Vijay Kumar said that the NSS and the ROTRACT Club, you have the motto to inculcate good values in all of you, so that tomorrow when you will become a citizen, proper citizen, a responsible citizen of the country, although you are still at that time, you know what is correct and what is wrong, and then your voice can be heard by everyone. And that's why I always appeal to youngsters, please come forward, please see to it, you must pledge your organs if you are above 18, and ask your relatives to pledge their organs, convince them. And in case if you have any questions, ask as many times as you want, because I feel that this is something which is beyond any other things, which is above everything, because you are saving the lives. Tomorrow, you will be fully educated, you will be working or doing your own business, or you become leaders. But to save a life is something which is very, very unparalleled. Thank you very much. And once again, I would like to thank Apeejay Stya University, Dr. Vijay Kumar, NSS, and the ROTRACT Club to giving me opportunity to speak about organ donation. Now I am open any questions about the myths and realities, you can ask.
And somebody who donates their organs, definitely they are helping people to survive. So it's a great talk, sir. Yes, Supriya, thank you. Thank you, sir. Supriya, yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with your words. Now I'd like to call upon Retractor Harsh for conducting Q&A session.
So our first question is, what are the probability reasons for less organ donation in India?
The reasons, number one is lack of political will and the religious angle. We always think that this religion is not allowing this religion. We have forgotten one thing, that Maheshi Dadichi, if you recall in Hinduism,
Yes, sir.
donated his bones to save the mankind. That was also a donation. So in every religion, no religion says no, whether it is Islam, whether it is Jainism, Buddhism, and even Sikhs, no one says no as far as the organ donation is concerned. That is number one. And secondly, awareness. There is no awareness. If if it would have been a physical conference today, I would have asked you, please raise hands. How many of people you know about? How many of you know about organ donation? Which I used to do when I take the physical conference like this, and they used to, very few who knows about organ donation. So this is the
even
reason.
now we can do it. Even now we can do it. Students.
Now to everybody has heard me, so they will say that we know about organ donation. Yes, please. So these are the main reasons. And even I will tell you one thing. Even the medical fraternity, doctors, they are not aware. I'm not talking in airs. I have conducted seminars. They have invited me. The medical colleges, the hospitals have invited me. I have given the lectures there. And I found that even the doctors were not knowing. And they said, sorry, we have read the books. We know how to do the organ transplant. But we are not aware about the organ donation, which is very much important. Organ transplant is a medical thing which the doctors are going to do. Yes, please.
When my Nanaji died, his eyes were donated. My Nani gave consent. His corneas were given to two different people. This gives her immense pressure that at least some part of him is still alive.
Very nice. I must say thank you to you and your Naniji and Nanaji and your family. See, one should understand, tomorrow, if like your Nanaji has eyes were given, even you see those persons who are the recipients, you can see that those eyes of your Nanajis are still alive. And that's a very, very, you might have seen in video, because you all are very active on social media. You might have seen how how a child's brain death, and that heart was used somewhere, and that person comes and meet the mother, and mother, by putting the stethoscope, hear the heartbeats. What pleasure, eternal pleasure she might have got, although she lost the son, but the heart is bleeding in somebody's body. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. So the second question is, sir, at what age can we fill the organ donation form in India, and where we fill the form, and what are the basic requirements for donation?
See, first thing is the basic age is 18 years. You can fill up only at the age of 18 years in India. Secondly, there is you can fill up in many of the hospitals nearby you. Otherwise, online, you can fill up on a Noto site. You can type for noto.gov.in. You will find that they have a organ donation form. In case if you have problems, because recently I found that the Noto site is not working, or some reasons, if there is some problems, then one can contact me. One can very well contact Dr. Vijay Kumar, can contact me. I can send you the form, and that you can download, fill up, send to us. We will forward it to Noto and get you donor card. But the easiest way is to go online and fill up yourself. But 18 years is the minimum age.
Okay, sir. Sir, the another question is, what government is doing to create awareness regarding organ donation?
See, government is trying to their best to do the organ donation awareness, but still there is lots of misinformation about the organ donation, which the government has to try to overcome. The first is about these myths, and secondly, government should take this organ donation in a very, very serious way. And the serious way, although they have appointed, they have created this NOTO, SOTO, and ROTO, but lots of bureaucracy is there. Lots of, and the government is also handicapped because of the corruption involved in this. You might have read in the new media, you might have seen in the media or read in the newspapers that so and so have sold the kidney and this thing, and that doctor was arrested or the hospital. Although everywhere the black sheeps are there, but we cannot say that organ donation is bad thing. Organ donation is something which is saving the lives. So government, you rightly said, the government's efforts are not up to the mark, because I always crudely says those people who are dying, they are not the voters. Those who are alive, they are the voters. So there's a vote politics, region, casteism is there. People feel that the religion beliefs are more. So that is one of the reasons. But as an NGOs, what we people are doing, the other NGOs are doing, we are involving the religion heads also. We discuss with them, and they all support the cause for organ donation, whether it's Islam or Christian or Jain or Hindu or any or Sikhs. Everyone supports. Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. Another question is, sir, suppose a person dies, but he doesn't fill any form earlier. So can his relative decided to donate his organ after his death?
Yes, please. See, the form is to fill up the form or to put your form. Even in now, the government has allowed in the driving license. If you will apply for the driving license, there is a column. Would you like to donate your organs in case of brain death? If you will say yes, then it will be mentioned in on your driving license. So anyone, whether you have filled up the form or not filled up the form, the main permission lies with the close relatives. So the close relatives are the key, and until unless they will not give permission, it is not possible. Even a person who has not filled up the form, but if the close relatives wants to donate because they feel that this is a very good cause, so it is allowed. There is no legal bar that they cannot donate.
Sir, as you said, I have a question. Like, if a person has filled the form to donate organ, but when he die, his family doesn't allow the authority to take out their organ. So, sir, will the authority take out their organ or not?
India, no. They cannot.
Okay, sir.
That is what I was explaining. That's why Indians, so people are dying, so many people are dying. One more thing I would like to add. Today, people are preferring dialysis. They forget one thing, how much money they are spending. They are spending lots of money because every second or third day they have to go for dialysis. So then they are taking the medicines. And their life is not certain how many years they are going to survive. But at least if their family member will donate one kidney, and one kidney is sufficient. As I told you in the beginning also, the person who has donated in 1954, he was alive up to 2010. So then lives can be saved.
Okay, sir. Sir, another question is, if organ donation donated dies due to COVID-19, so will his organ still be used for some donation?
Yes, this is a question which has been asked even by me to the experts. Still the research is on, but what they used to see, they used to check whether the organ is healthy or not. But if because of the COVID-19, no one has done the research at that time. Now they are allowing like eye cornea, some tissues, if the infection has not been so serious, and if it is almost cured and then the person is died almost at that time, if they feel, the doctors feel that this organ is not been infected, then they can take the organ, otherwise no. Even in the case of severe cancer, where the cancer is totally spread in the body, or such any other infection, HIV, AIDS, etc., which is severe, if the organ is infected, then they cannot take the donation. Even in the case of diabetes, the people always say, I am a diabetic. the doctor always check whether the organ is healthy or not. If the organ is healthy, even a person of 95 years can donate. If organ is not healthy, even a person of 18 or 20 or 25 years cannot donate. That's why we always tell everybody, please eat healthy, please do exercises, keep yourself fit. If you are fit, your organs will remain fit, and tomorrow you can be a suitable person for organ donation or tissue donation, not now, even after 60 years or 50 years or 80 years of your life. Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the next question is, which organ of human body is most demanded for donation? Eye, hearts, kidney, or liver?
First of all, eye is not an organ, it's a tissue. Number one.
Yes, sir.
Definitely the eyes demand is the maximum, because we know that the blindness in India is so much, and we are not getting more than 50-60,000 corneas in a year. Okay. Next is kidney. Kidney is about, demand is about 2 lakhs plus, and we are getting about 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 kidneys in a year. One can imagine 2 lakhs. Liver, about 40 to 50,000 are required, and about 700, 1700, 1700 to 1800 are happening in liver. So maximum requirement in organs are of kidney.
Okay, sir. So another question is, what punishment is given to people involved in organ trafficking?
See, that punishment is a legal thing. Whatsoever the court decide, but it's a very, very severe punishment that is already been decided by the court. So the court has to decide whether the person has already done it or not, or it is a, because you know that whatsoever offense one is doing, it all depends on the court. But definitely, I will tell you the specific this thing which I will send to Dr. Vijay Kumar. What is the specific prosecution, or the how much punishment or the years he has to spend in the jail? I will send to Dr. Vijay Kumar.
Definitely, sir. Sir, Asmit want to say something. Asmit, you can say.
What kind of accidents prevent a person from absolutely, it's absolutely prohibited from ever harvesting any organs from their bodies? If
See, any accident, if the organ is mutilated or organ is damaged, then those organs cannot be taken. But any accident where only the brain death has taken place, brain death, as I told you, when the oxygen supplies stops going to the brain, because that's why the government always insists, and especially for the young generation, to wear helmets. Why? Because in the case of accident, the first thing, if he or she is on a bike or a scooter or motorcycle or a scooter, the first thing is struck on the road is the head, and that is the brain death. Fracture, hand fracture, leg fracture, it makes no difference. But the brain death is only when your brain is stopped functioning. So that is one. But if suppose somebody's accident is so severe that his entire body is crushed, then definitely nothing can be harvested. But if the only brain death has taken place, then the other organs can be harvested.
If organ is, let's say, in an accident, the rib is crushed, and one of the ribs pierces the lungs or one of the organs. Yeah, can the doctors patch up the wound?
Yeah, it's a medical question. Yes, it is a medical question. But yes, in other countries, even in our country also, if they feel, the doctor feels that this much portion of the lung has to be taken out, they take out, and if they require, then they can do it. It all depends on the after the medical examination. Because I cannot give you the reply by not seeing, means the doctor has also to see the patient's X-rays and CT scans, then only he can decide. But it is possible.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Asmit. Now, sir, our another participant is asking, the US fall in top 20 nation when it came to obesity, while India ranked 187 out of 191 Soviet state as compared to the world. What does this aspect affect organ donation as part of Humanitarian Act?
You mean to say that obesity is effect on the organ donation?
Yes, sir.
That a person, if he's obese, can he donate organs or not? Are you saying this?
Yes, sir. Sir, like he's trying to say that obesity is the most common case in India.
Yeah. See, if you are obese and if you have to donate your kidney, liver, or part of lung, anything, first you have to reduce. Unless you will not reduce the obesity, it is not possible. So many times it happens that a living, we are talking of living donation only right now. If anybody
Yes, sir.
wants to donate his or her kidney, one kidney to the close relative, or part of lung, or the liver, part of the liver or the pancreas, he or she can donate if he or she is not obese. And for that, one has to go for a crash diet or some what doctors will say, and in 3 months or 4 months, if the person is ready, then he or she can donate. Now, when we are talking of liver, generally liver is damaged because of the alcohol. This thing, all of you should understand. The liver is such a thing which is damaged, which is generally damaged. There are other reasons, but maximum liver is damaged. The liver cirrhosis happens because of the overdose of liquor. People are drinking, they become alcoholic, or they are drinking without knowing. It is harming the liver. And in that case, if the donor is also an alcoholic, if he cannot or she cannot donate. So generally what doctor says, for 3 months, the donor has to be off the alcohol, no alcohol for 3 months. Similarly, the recipients who is going to take, he or she has not to take any alcohol, then only the liver transplant is possible.
Okay, sir. Sir, the next question is, sir, if we donate organ in our living, like if we are living and we donate our organ, so it is unsafe or safe for our body?
I told you earlier also, again I am repeating, it's totally safe. It's totally safe. Because if I have given you the things which you can see, what I am saying, you all are on social media, just Google it. Who was the oldest, who was the first organ donor, who was the oldest, how much time they have lived, everything is there. So there is nothing. One person can work with one kidney. One person can work, because liver, if anybody will give a part of liver, after some time that liver will grow again and the liver will be intact. So there is nothing, all myths are there that one person, if he or she will give, his life will be restricted. Yes, you have to restrict your life, means you have to be eating healthy. You cannot, after donating and the next day you will start consuming alcohol and overeating it. It's not possible. One has to, after all, any major surgery, if anybody undergo, one has to be having some diet restrictions for certain time. Yes.
Well said, sir. Sir, one of our participants is asking that why do you think there is a gender bias in organ donation in the first place, realistically and historically?
This is a very important question. The important question is, in India, the gender bias is in every family. I'm not saying
Yes.
every means majorities, because here the son is giving more preference than the girl, the daughter. And that is where the gender bias starts. The day your family will treat boy and girl in the same way, then there will be no gender bias. I am doing media conference, as in my introduction, she has told. I'm doing every day. And many times I have taken a topic on this. What the mother wants, son. Many houses, I'm not saying every house, many houses, if a son is born, the happiness comes. If the daughter born, more mourning is there. So their gender bias is in itself from the very beginning. You have to come out openly. And the new generation, I will give credit to new generation, is coming out. They are now, because earlier, because earlier the only earning people were the men, not the women. as it was, because women used to work in household work, cooking, etc., etc. But now the time has changed. When the girl and boy, or the man or women, are working together equally, they are earning equally, or sometimes even girl is earning more. So now it is changing. But historically in India, we are having that type of conservative society. That's why, and lack of education, lack of awareness. But now education is spreading among the girls, sorry, awareness is coming. So I don't think now that problem should be there, but still it is there. That's why I've given you a figure, that is 2019. And instead of asking me question, ask the question in your family. Ask yourself, are you giving more preference to a girl or a boy? You will get the answer. Otherwise, why the dowry deaths are taking place in India? This is only in India, not anywhere else. Yes, please.
And I think the reason is
Thank you so much, sir.
patriarchy is
Sorry?
the reason. I think, sir, the reasons are in the patriarchal system of the society. And I would like to say, sir, this biasness is also in the educated family. They might believe, they might feel that they are not doing any biasness, gender biasness, but still sometimes they do it.
You will be shocked to know the maximum, the ratio, sex ratio in India, the worst is in Delhi, and that too in GK. Please Google it. So you can understand the rich and super rich and the educated class are more gender biased than the poor and uneducated person. I'm just giving, I never wanted to give the figure, but now you have asked this same thing. Yes, it is right. We educated people are more gender biased than the uneducated people.
Yes.
Well said, sir. Sir, I would like to say thank you for solving our queries and our participant questions. Now I would like to hand over my mic to ROTRACT Stya.
Before I will leave, I will now tell few of myths which you have not asked, because I want to clear all the myths. It will not take much time.
Okay, sir.
One myth is organ and tissue donation mutilates the body. No, it is always done by expert doctors, very expert doctors, and it's a surgical thing, whether it's like a cesarean or whether any surgery which they are taking place. Sometimes the scar will be there, but that is very small. So they never mutilate the body. They treat it as they are doing the surgery of a living person. Then a religion bar, I already told you. Then one more question comes, the donor's family is charged for donating organs? No, it is totally free. If anybody's family wants to donate, decide to donate the organs of the relatives, no one is going to charge, neither the hospital nor, or in India, it is always the recipients who is going to pay for that. And that's why it is the recipients are all rich people, because no one can afford pay 25 or 50 lakhs or 1 crore rupees for liver or lungs or heart transplant. That is the reason. Then one very important question is, if the ICU doctors know I am an organ donor, they won't work hard to save me. This is a myth. No doctor, whether you are an organ donor or not, they will never try to see that you should go for a brain death. And one more thing one should know, the team for saving you is different than the harvesting organs are different. So there is no correlation. So one should not have a myth, if I will become an organ donor, tomorrow my doctors will give preference for brain death. No, it is not like this. Second, one more question comes, if I recover from brain death? Again, I will tell you, brain death recovery is not possible, because there is a committee which examine you, examine the patient after the brain death declared by the hospital, and that committee is appointed by the government with a neurosurgeon, neurophysician, as well as the nephrologist and one more faculty. And then after 6 hours, minimum 6 hours, again they re-examine. And if they find that yes, now there is no chance, then only they declare the brain death. Otherwise, the patient can be in coma. So they will not take the organs from them. So these are the things which I would like to explain to you, all other myths. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, again for joining us today. We are really honored.